Part 7. Convictions. Convictions can be defined as a story about whether a particular description of the world is true, uncertain, or false. And there's one particular description of the world that's of great importance for our future, and that's the description that climate change is caused by humans. For some people, the description is very obviously true, and they have a story in their mind that climate change is caused by humans is true. And that's what we call a conviction. If we have that story in our minds, then it leads to a particular way of talking. Barack Obama, when he was president, said things like, "the carbon pollution that causes climate change," which presupposes that climate change is caused by humans. Presupposition is a powerful way of stating that something is absolutely certain and true. And he said climate change is a fact, with the word fact again representing it as certain. The modality here is high too. He says is a fact, not might be a fact. Altogether, this is a facticity pattern which represents the description of climate change being caused by humans as absolutely and certainly true, which encourages us to have that conviction in our minds. On the other hand, others represent the description that climate change is caused by humans as uncertain. The Fraser Institute, which is a free market think tank, uses the word uncertainties and debate to build up a conviction that it's uncertain. And then there are people like Donald Trump who use language in ways which represent the description climate change is caused by humans as false.
NBC News just called it the Great Freeze, coldest weather in years. Is our country still spending money on the global warming hoax?
On a spectrum of facticity, where fact is at one end of certainly true, hoax would be at the other end of certainly false. And in this case, global warming being a hoax is presupposed, representing it as an obvious background fact, which makes the statement even stronger. And then there are people who use even stronger language.
The conspiracy theorist Webster Tarpley represents climate changes caused by humans as absolutely false.
The notion of anthropogenic global warming is a fraud. In other words, the idea that the planet is getting warmer and that human activity is somehow responsible is a pseudo-scientific fraud. It's a big lie. It's a monstrosity. Remember the Nazis, they had race science, race hygiene. They said Aryan blood is different from any other kind of blood. This was, of course, idiocy, a fantastic piece of nonsense. Today, we got something similar. Global warming caused by human activity.
So all of these words, notion, fraud, pseudo-scientific, lie, monstrosity, and the comparison of climate scientists with Nazis, reduce the facticity of climate change is caused by humans.
So there's a battle going on between the different forces in society to try to influence the convictions of the population. And it's an important battle because whether we act on climate change and how we act depends fundamentally on the stories in our mind about whether climate change is caused by humans is true or untrue.